Sonic Adventure 2 will probably serve as a direct inspiration for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. But will the movie, however, do the game justice? Let's find out in this video, so make sure you stick around with me to the end. So without any further delay, let's get into the video. So will Sonic the Hedgehog 3 finally do the game's justice? The Sonic the Hedgehog 2 movie series has proven to be entertaining on its own. The first film and its sequel have been well received critically and commercially, and a highly anticipated third film has been announced for a December 2024 release date. However, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 will likely face unique challenges that the first two films did not meet. The first two Sonic the Hedgehog movies are loosely based on the first three classic Sega Genesis games. As these games were from the 16-bit era, they were very light on the storytelling, leaving the movies free to add things in order to fill a cinematic runtime. However, that changes with Sonic the Hedgehog 3 with the introduction of Shadow the Hedgehog in the post-credit scene. It's clear that this film will draw inspiration from the game Sonic Adventure 2. Let me know what you think in the comments section. The transition. At this point in the franchise, the games moved away from the 16-bit graphics and into the world of animated 3D cutscenes. This meant that Sonic Adventure 2 had a much more involved narrative than the earlier games in the series, and is arguably one of the darker Sonic games. But more important than that, it's very different from what the Sonic movies are now. The Sonic the Hedgehog movies have a very lighthearted tone and charming little action comedies at heart, and the third movie will likely continue that tone. Sonic Adventure 2, while still a fairly light story, goes into much darker places, especially with Shadow's origin story and Gerald Robotnik's motivation. With the films focusing much more on humor, they're unlikely to fully commit to the tones of the original version of the story. That said, it's not impossible, and a movie doesn't have to be dark to be great. However, it's still hard to judge where Sonic 3 could go. Unlike the first two films, there is now a more direct comparison of how this story was told. The filmmakers are fans of the source material, so there will be Easter eggs and references abound. But that does not guarantee that they will get the feel of the origin. Tone is a hard thing to nail after all. But then again, Sonic is a diverse franchise that's been around for over 30 years. It has a huge fan base, and every fan has their own idea of what Sonic should be. Maybe at the end of the day, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 won't have to hold itself to the standards of a game that's over 20 years old. Instead of trying to replicate the success of an existing story, perhaps the real success of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 will come from looking ahead and charting its own course. So, what do we have in other news? Something very interesting, but what could it be? Keep watching to find out. DC has finally revealed the Joker's name. What does it mean? The Joker is a mystery. Even when given a defining origin in Alan Moore and Brian Boland's Batman the Killing Joke, that story ended with the Joker himself admitting that it could have been another lie. A few names have floated around for the character over the years, and his definitive origin has nearly been uncovered. But who he really is has remained in utter uncertainty until now. Flashpoint Batman was in a race against time to stop his wife, who had learned all about time travel since she had narrowly avoided death the last time she was seen. She had also tracked down all the potential time travelers in this twisted timeline and knew the identities of the people from the old one. One of those people was the Joker. Martha had asked Psycho Pirate about the differences between the two timelines. From him, she learned that the Joker's real name is Jack Oswald White. In this altered timeline, he lived happily with his wife and child and even worked at the Wayne Casino. Despite killing everyone else linked to DC's true timeline, Flashpoint Joker decided to keep the other Joker alive, mainly because she saw that her family was happier than hers had ever been. It's a shocking development due to how tightly guarded the Joker's name has been. No one has ever dared to give the character a definitive name before, as it is widely seen as something that would ruin the mystery of the character. However, this reveals ties into another recent story that sought to give the Joker a more definitive origin. Batman: The Three Jokers, which was also written by Jeff Johns, with art by Jason Fabok, may have explained the shocking New 52 Justice League reveal that there were actually 3 Jokers in the DC universe. But its end was far more definitive than its title suggested. After Jason Todd killed one of them, the other was killed by the remaining Joker, leaving this one essentially the definitive Joker. The 3 Jokers ending treated him as the true version of the character. His origin not only directly matches the one seen in The Killing Joke, but it also added a twist that gave him more legitimacy. What could be the implications of revealing the Joker's real name? In the final pages of Batman: Three Jokers, the Dark Knight revealed to Alfred that he had known the Joker's name a week after they first met. This line revealed 2 things. The first is that less than a week after meeting the Joker, Batman dismissed the other 2 as fakes. The second is that the Joker's origin in The Killing Joke was truly true, but with a difference unknown to Joker himself. His wife and child are not dead, but they are rather gone. The family that Flashpoint Joker talks about in this issue is the same family, but like most things in this timeline, things turned out very differently and they lived happily ever after. At the end of The Three Jokers, Batman claimed that the Joker's name could never be known or the press would learn that his family is actually in hiding. Once the Joker found out, he would come back and kill them. The fact that Martha revealed it here, where there are no threats from anyone knowing the Joker's name, suggests that it is the Joker's real name. Now, not only has his true origins been confirmed, but his name as well. The mystery surrounding Joker is gone. Where is it? There have been a few names for the Joker thrown around over the years. Jack Napier is the most popular and best known. The name Jack White, used here, was originally used in Batman Arkham Asylum video games. The fact that it has already been used as an alias and therefore can still be used is just one of the problems with this new information. Another is how Psycho Pirate knew the Joker's name. Despite his unique situation, he should not have this knowledge. Then there's the fact that Three Jokers has yet to be confirmed as canon, which would take away most of the credibility of this reveal. All in all, there's enough uncertainty here to satisfy fans who think Joker's origins should remain a mystery, and those who want a definitive answer. Next, in other news, She-Hulk reveals the MCU's Wizarding Brotherhood as a serious problem. It's safe to say that Marvel Cinematic Universe has had major issues with the concept of wizards over the years. Doctor Strange broke the rules by reversing time against Caecilius, causing Baron Mordo to turn against the Kamar Taj mages. She-Hulk Advocate now reiterates that Wong, despite his high expectations as the Sorcerer Supreme, is indeed a sleazy character who shirks his responsibilities. It's not just related to his drunken party with Shang-Chi and Katie, but how he broke the law by taking Abomination to a fight club. To make matters worse, Wong fled from the authorities, not caring about the bad impression he left on himself or the heroes in general. Interestingly, the Wizarding fraternity, as a whole, has a much bigger problem within its inner circle, with She-Hulk Episode 4 now revealing how wizards lack transparency and accountability for their repository of knowledge. The Wizarding drama revolves around the mismanagement of spells and manpower. Wong made light of the chaos when he visited Jennifer, wanting her to make this selfish Donnie Blaze stop using magic. It turns out that Donnie was kicked out of Kamar Taj and returned to society using stage tricks to make money. Now, there's a major problem with that, because Donnie, another toxic jerk like Dennis, endangered the real world in his act by dropping Madison into a hellish realm. This wouldn't have happened if wizards were more mature and had a plan on how to deal with people like him who failed. It is simply ridiculous to think that a cease and desist agreement or contract would prevent such despicable behavior. In this case, given how dangerous magic can be as an intellectual property and a a weapon, strict control measures are essential. In the end, there were no oversights or clues as to what was exchanged. So that concludes today's video. If you found the video helpful, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to share with your friends. Thanks for watching, see you next time.